What can be, unburdened by what has been.
In the figure of the vice president, we have a wonderful option. I saw a post that said it's impossible to replace Joe Biden as the candidate for the next election without acknowledging that he's not fit for office. So how do we handle that? I have a solution for you. It's Kamala Harris, and she has a vision, and it's a good one. See if by the fourth or fifth time she says this, you can understand what it is she's saying.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been.
What can be, unburdened by what has been. Try to understand it. You, on Rumble, try to understand it. Try to understand what I mean. Unburdened by what has been. What?
What can be, unburdened by what has been. What we can.
Someone said this to me, like in a time of doubt, and I've had times of great doubt in my life. If someone goes to me, I go, I'm not feeling very good. I've had a very difficult day. I'm frightened. I'm nervous. I'm not sure that I'm good enough. I can't cope anymore. Kamala?
And see what we believe can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be.
And it's Bill Clinton. I did some bad things in office, in this very office, as a matter of fact. I'm feeling pretty bad about it. Can't keep paying these dry cleaning bills. I don't even want to smoke anymore. What can be is unburdened by what might have been. Wait a minute. Like maybe it's like a koan or something. Maybe if you sort of reflect on it, there might be a moment where your mind glitches into a deeper understanding of the nature of reality, like some immanent transcendent thing. God is both within you yet beyond you. Within me yet beyond me. Within me yet beyond. Oh no, I'm just made of energy.
Unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been.
What can be, unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be, unburdened by who we have been. What can.
She must have said that at some point, and people have gone, fuck, that is. Yes. Yes, actually, I have been unburdened what might have. Like, I still don't understand. I've watched this for a while now.
Be unburdened by what has been. Where we can be, unburdened by where we have been, and unburdened by where we are right now. What can be, unburdened by what has been.
It just doesn't make sense. I've tried it. I've tried to make sense of it in 1,000 ways, and that's simply not words. You're not using language to relay concepts. You're doing something else there. It's more like, I don't know, like sort of linguistic painting. It was too abstract. Confused me enormously. Anyway, if there is going to be a kind of a replacement, we're going to have to look for some sort of handsome, swoonsome matinee idol who's done a pretty fantastic job there in turning California, as I understand, into a horrific land of endless crime, doubt, and yet he still himself, during COVID lockdowns, finds a little time to party. It's Gavin Newsom. He looks slick.
You were out there getting a chorus of questions about whether Biden should step down. There is panic that has set in. There is panic.
This is good. Gavin Newsom starts well. Loyalty, decency, stand up for Joe Biden. He's still the president. By the end of it, you sense that what he's actually saying is, I would be a good and very handsome president, and I wouldn't let a little thing like lockdowns get in the way of a damn good cocktail party.
That has set in among people who have watched this debate, who are Democrats, people who are strategists, and some even inside Democratic campaigns. Yeah. Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful. And I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in and got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we've got to have the back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance.
One performance. There wasn't one performance. It was 2 years of people first gently and delicately saying, oh no, I think Joe Biden might be senile. But we've all known for a while that the president isn't really the person that runs America. We know that these people are, generally speaking, puppets. And if there isn't a projection, and there clearly is within media circles and establishment circles to Donald Trump, it's perhaps because he's a kind of uncontrollable, mercurial oddity that they won't be able to puppet in the same way that they would a career politician like Joe Biden. You can just watch footage of lying his way through the decades with whatever bombast was required at the time that he was saying it. Now, Gavin Newsom, he looks to me like the very kind of person that would fulfill that role elegantly. Kissing babies, probably plays a musical instrument rather well. I bet he's got a sport that he's good at. You know, the sort of Bill Clinton, Tony Blair moves, you know, or Michelle Obama and Barack Obama sort of like doing something affable that looks cool and down with kids. Maybe some fist pump, maybe just some token that you can throw out into the culture. Hasn't Gavin Newsom got a nice hairline? Doesn't he look quite refined? Couldn't he be some sort of Jason Bourne character, some elongated Yankee Bond? I don't know. What do we want from politics these days? The bar seems to have been set so very low, and yet they manage to limbo beneath it.
What kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs.
That's a masterclass. Forget the debate. Anyone can have 90 minutes off and ignore someone that's landing on a parachute just in front of them, and anyone could walk the wrong direction off a stage. We've all done it. But other than that, there's been a masterclass.
That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The only thing the last 3 Republican presidents have in common is recessions. Democrats deliver. This president has delivered. We need to deliver for him at this moment. With all due respect, the more time we start
Look at this bit.
having these conversations go down these rabbit holes, it's unhelpful to our democracy, our fate and future of this country, the world. They need us right now to step up, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
I'm gonna step right up, swoop right in, peel off my top, and run this country if anybody asks me. Tucker Carlson, he were in Australia. Did you see him reacting to the debate, the dementia, the fallout? But what I like here is Tucker gets to the point, and the point is, what does this tell us about democracy? And he doesn't spend an hour and a half wondering about whether he should say democracy or republic, either, you lot. What he does is, he means some sort of system of the will of the people enacted through systems of government, which are just sort of ultimately administrative at this point. Let's have a look.
But I watched CNN today, and they had the presidential debate, the U.S. presidential debate. And maybe some of you saw it, and if you did, well, it was amazing. It was amazing on every level.
Hey Idiot says it's NLP without the end. Yeah, like it's linguistic programming without the neuro. That was good.
But what was especially amazing was afterward they went to the panel of assembled Democratic operatives posing as journalists, and all of them were like shocked to discover that Joe Biden has dementia, like they couldn't believe it. What? Oh my gosh! He's non-compos menace! No way! Are you serious? And I'm thinking to myself, what year is it? 2024-ish? Middle-aged people identify with that? Okay, 2024, people are saying. It was 2019 that I heard from a friend of mine who was friends with his sister, Val, that the family was very upset because Joe has dementia and he's running for president. And, well, I said this on TV, by the way, at the time, and was denounced as a racist or something. I mean, everything, in the United States, like, that's just like the all-purpose term for shut up. Racist! It's like, I think he's white. Shut up, racist! Okay, anyway, but the point is, in my country, and probably here, the self-described mission of everyone in the media is to save democracy, and democracy, simply defined, is the idea that the people own their country. You know, it's their country, and they hire people to represent them. But fundamentally, they are shareholders in this enterprise. They're owners. They're not serfs. They're not renting it. This isn't a rental car. It's your car. You change the oil in it because it belongs to you, right? And that's what citizenship is. And so in a democracy, you know, you don't have to do everything the majority wants every moment, but over time, if what you're doing bears no relationship to what the majority wants, then you know for a fact it's not democracy. And, you know, you can try to convince people of things. You can say, well, you know, you want this, but I think you should want that, and here's why. But you can't ignore them, or else it's not a democracy, or it's an oligarchy.
Pretty simple stuff there. If you ignore people, it's not a democracy. If you lie to people, it's not a democracy. If you censor people, it's not a democracy. If power isn't where we think it is, and plainly it's not in the hands or mind of Joe Biden or in the heart of Kamala Harris, or likely even to dwell on the wet, plump lips of Gavin Newsom, where is that power? Well, we could all speculate and conject, couldn't we? But one thing we could certainly do is watch the migration of funds. Look at the trajectory of world power. Look at the unpopular events that take place that cannot be opposed. And there you might see the outline of power, its silhouette emerging. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat? We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support of our partners. Hey, this is exciting. We've got a great partner today. It's Rumble. But beyond Rumble, it's Rumble's latest venture. Let me ask you first, are you a Sleepy Joe type character with zero cognitive performance, struggling to muster focus and brain power for basic things like running the United States of America? You've got to stop drinking woke liberal coffee that hates you and your way of life and start your day by drinking Rumble's very own 1775 coffee. This is going to be the best tasting coffee you've ever had. Seriously good, ethically sourced from a family farm in the high altitude mountains of Bolivia. Not in the Bolivian lowlands run not by a family but by a single man still living with a pet. No! Instead of waking up and drinking your big corporation owned woke ideology coffee that's probably making you sick from the pesticides it's sprayed with, try Rumble's 1775 revolutionary coffee. Support freedom of speech. Build a parallel economy that actually values you and loves you. My favourite? It's dark, of course. I've always found the lure of the dark irresistible. I'm sorry, how can I stay mad at you? You're just going to have to wait over there for a little while. Level up your morning routine with a 1775 coffee. Sleep all night knowing your hard-earned dollary dues are going towards supporting freedom-loving creators like me on Rumble. Visit 1775coffee.com now, pick up your first bag, use the code BRAND to save 10% on your first order. Oh, come on. Why choose, you know? Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.